G'day, Andrew Murray here from the Apartment Specialist. Welcome to our channel. Today we've got John here from the team.
Hey guys.
Cool. Today we're talking about costs. Because when you're selling your apartment, it's about what ends up in your back pocket, how much money you have. So what costs are often people don't explain to owners that are involved when you sell an apartment.
Cool. So yeah, transparency, very important. You need to know what costs are going to run you. The first thing that you're going to encounter most likely in a selling scenario is going to be marketing. And this is going to be one of the larger costs that you outlay usually. And it's the most important, or one of the most important. It can run you from $0, which isn't ideal, to thousands. And what's the most important is that you're outlaying an appropriate amount of money to hit an appropriate demographic that is specific to your apartment. Secondly, you're going to run into costs associated with documentation that is required to sell. Your PCDS, for example, that comes to mind, pre-contractual disclosure statement. This can vary slightly depending on the body corporate that you're obtaining it from, but it's usually around $250. On top of that, you've obviously got solicitation or your legal fees. Average is about $1,500, but there can be give or take, obviously depending on the complexity of the transaction. Then you've got stuff like tenancies as well.
So all of this is about a strategy. Okay, you've got your legal requirements like your pre-contractual disclosure, which John mentioned. Your lawyers, you need a lawyer, you have to have one. But when it comes to things like marketing or tenants, it's about strategy to get the highest price for your property, and there are extra costs involved. So for example, if you want to sell your property vacant so you can actually market it better and stage it, well, there's going to be a cost involved because you're going to not have the income coming in. But you've got to look at each one and work it with your agent and go, okay, if I spend X, let's say I spend $5,000, for spending that $5,000, I'm going to get a return of maybe 4 or 5 times that outlay, and then it's worth it. So, but realizing it's all about a strategy, and your agent should be able to, as we all do, lead you through that process so you can understand where your money's going for and why. That is really important. So in summary, you have your unavoidable costs when selling an apartment, which are obviously you need a lawyer. There's also the costs involved when you need documentation, which is unlike houses. And then you have your variable costs, which is all about strategy. Okay, you'd be thinking when you're spending this money to sell your apartment that you're making more money from doing it. For example, marketing, renovations, maybe having the place vacant, things like that. It's all about strategy, and it's all about making you more money. And I think we summed it up pretty well.
Sounds good to me, I think. Yeah.
Every property is different. Anyway, thanks John, thanks for coming in. Thanks for listening. Talk soon.